Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Blind. The amount of buttons I need to be pressing here to start recording while flying forwards like this, I swear. Anyways, we're over here at Loth Asvath to continue one of our quests that we picked up. What do we need to do? This is about Thok. Around the clock. Click, click. You, our hunter friend, welcome. You come hunting gods once more? The non-mind is glad of your thirst for divine blood. Ever more rapacious do the one mind grow, as they seek offerings to glut our deity's insatiable appetite. Another path to our god's domain. Yes, yes, there is but one way. You must seek out the Gain Hive on the far side of the colony, and tune your spirit to the aetheryte ensconced within. But the deed is not possible. We hear that the crystal is warded by ancient ritual magics. One mind have woven the seal such that only the most worthy of warriors shall be granted leave to enter Thok Asvath, and they do not share with the non-mind what they consider worthy. Attune to the aetheryte in XIV. Where's this? This somewhere? Right here. Go down in there. See what happens. Worthy by storming through their entire base? Potentially. Potentially. We'll see if the attuning part is the quest objective here. I was gonna fly in here. Everything's gonna be fine. Other side and down below, perhaps. It's typically where they put the most secure things. All the way in the back, underground. Loth Asvath. Let's see here. That's a cave. More worthy? Feel pretty worthy. Here's this. Nethic aetheryte. Attuning. Ta-da! After a pause, you smash the gemstone against the aetheryte. Nothing much happens. Have it you attune with the aetheryte, and once more, nothing much happens. Thok Asvath Extreme now accessible. Confront Ravana in Thok Asvath Extreme. Yeah, I don't know about that. If we look over here in this situation, Thok Extreme, that trial. Yep. Willed back into existence by his zealous children, Ravana, the Lord of the Hive, has risen again with ever greater savagery. Left unchecked, the wrath of the colony will surely seek out the warring triad on Azazlan to feed upon the sleeping icon's strength. Heed Ukali's warning and slay the entity before his insatiable appetite for power unleashes destruction of cataclysmic proportions. Item level 175. 8 people doing stuff, level 60. 175. 166. I think technically we do have slightly better with the Bard at 171. Still not enough, but, you know. So that's not a thing that's going to happen. Let's hop over to the other one, which is probably going to be the same kind of deal here. Present the Weeping Eye to Sanvanu. Get access to another extreme dungeon trial. Something. I think this was with the whale here. This monk. To go touch another aetheryte, presumably. The Trenton returns, and with it the whale. So too comes the great Netherling warrior, Weeping Eye of the Manakamani. Round gemstone, heavily associated to both water and wind, is believed by the Zendu tribe to one of the eyes of the Manakumane, a great beast of Vanu legend. There you go. Like double rainbows in the mist, someone who knows not what to make of this. An eye in the hands of anotherling. Storm clouds of the Vundu are no match for the eye's might. Smash it against the Aetheryte in the whale's crown, and he will be vulnerable once more. Bind him with chains of steel and drive him from the cloud sea. Return zephyr winds and sunlight to our lands. Put it in the place with the stuff. Is that one? Seek with sin. This way. Got the ship ready to go here. Found another island to use. Something like that. Okay. Here's a fate. We could join that for a tiny... Is this your turn? Fates for that? Join for a tiny chance at the parts of the thing for the thing? I don't know. It said... There you are, Arctic. The Enterprise Excelsior is ready to depart whenever you are. Say again? Chief Soda wants you to smash some gemstone against an Aetheryte to dispel a barrier of storm clouds. I don't even know where to begin. But the hell's with it. It'll bring us good luck. I'll rendezvous with you there. Okay. Do the thing with the stuff. Go this way. Just sit in... here somewhere. Right there. Let's smash a crystal on a thing. That's the thing that can happen. It's flying through the sea of clouds. And mostly rocks. But, you know, it's something. You have all these other ones. Enter hard mode, enter a dungeon, get the things. I wonder if it's the same kind of system for each repeat here for other weapons and stuff too. We don't have the fancy weapons, you can just trade in for it. We don't have anything else really. Up here? Right above us. There it is. Attuning. And crystal smashing. Can't forget that. For pause, you smash the gemstone against the Aetheryte. Nothing much happens. I have you tune with the Aetheryte, and what's more, nothing much happens. Limitless blue extreme inaccessible. Duty finder. And Skystone C. Stone Sky C updated again. Should go to see if we actually are at least good enough for that. Limitless blue extreme is actually possible. As all too often with the case, a primal fellow has once again been summoned. Going to high, the stakes are even higher this time. Superstar's reappearance threatens to hasten the awakening of the Warring Triad. 3 icons sealed within the Etherochemical Research Facility on Asisla. Fortunately, you've developed a sound method for slaying flying feathered whales. Enterprise Excelsior and your island await. 8 people. It's level 60s. I'm level 165, so we just barely have it. It's just a single trial kind of thing here. Extreme. I have concerns about extreme things. Now we can just go into the ones that this week actually can go into. That's alright. What else we got? Nothing else in any of the places. Besides going to all the dungeons and raids and trials and stuff. Where does this all start at? That's this line. Idleshire. There's the efficient, there's disarmed, there's some hall. Back on the clock. It's up here. Back to Idleshire. We can find something that would give us a actually manageable boost to get the levels up so we could get all these things. question. One more thing over here. Moving all of the quest markers from the towns to right next to all the dungeons, I guess. When I do, how do you do? Let me Google that for you. I do reckon you're the right man for the job. I would not get your hopes up, my guy. Or my girl. Now here's the adventure I was looking for. I have a job that needs doing, and something tells me you'd be just the one to do it. Now stop me if I've got this wrong, but a little bird told me that you'd been in and out of the great Google library, and that a walking talking broom of all things showed you the way out. In. Well, I suppose the latter bit's neither here nor there. Long story short, a certain personage has something they want from the library, a hefty leather-bound tome to be exact. They've tasked me with finding the right man to retrieve it. There's just one rub. Seems some headless interloper, mind you. I'm not looking to point fingers here. Left the door to the forbidden vaults wide open, allowing what seemed like every void scent and ensorcelled abomination in the Encyclopedia Eorzea to saunter right in. A right mess, I'm sure you agree. Fortunately, the strapping lad standing in front of me knows the place like the back of his hand. I just need you to make, like your broom friend, sweep out the nasties and retrieve the tome for my client. Simple enough, right? I'll meet you there. Quest accepted. Rendezvous at the library. Over here. Walking out of town. Then we just fly over there. That is the last thing here. Good. Oh, the list of things that we could technically maybe kind of do, but also can't because we don't have high enough item level for it. Let's fly this way. There is disarmed. There's stuff in there. Well, yeah, this is a mess. Disarmed. Fist of the Father. Did you find her? Yep. Normal raids. Alliance raids. Don't have the levels. There. Let's get over here. Back in the library. Kinda. Or not. Also an option. Yep. Ah, there you are. Good to see a man who doesn't shy away from a challenge. You see a sturdy looking door to the head of you, and to your left, at the entrance to Forbidden Vaults. As far as I can take you, it's in my contract, you see. Anyhow, my client and I are both counting on you to retrieve that tome. Watch your back in there and try to keep it down. It is the library, after all. Make the library hard, now accessible. Regular duty. That's just hard. It's not, like, well, 210. How are the hard mode dungeons the hardest requirements? My goodness. This one's 230. Your reputation clearly precedes you. As a mysterious client would call upon you, and you alone, for the formidable task of retrieving a particularly rare volume from the deepest, most forbidden halls of the long-abandoned storehouse of Charlian wisdom. Though the mind boggles to imagine what eldritch horrors and sorcerous abominations now wander its halls, one thing is certain, they are not like to take kindly to the presence of a warm-blooded would-be book burglar. Okay. It is 4 people, level 60, 210. Just not even close to what we've gotten. Quests and stuff. The access to all these hard and extreme mode things really does feel like it is the end of the expansion and all that. It's like in between bits for the main story quests, but for the most part, kind of it. Let's go see, just for curiosity's sake, what the level of the Stone Sky Seas challenge stuff is at. See if it's actually any stronger. We did the first 3, and they were doable, just about. I'm sure the requirements and expectations are much higher in these higher level things. In theory. We will see. Give it a shot at least. Determine whether or not we even want to consider pursuing this. The other option is come back later at a higher level with stronger gear that again then gets down leveled to the max that it allows, which is much better than what we would have had anyways. Here is a vantage point. What are we looking at? Look out! The Sage's Cataract. As the Valley River stretches north towards the Orne Wild, it spills over this great waterfall. In the past, students would compete to see who could swim closest to the cataract's edge without succumbing to its powerful torrents. A ban on entering the waters was eventually imposed after too many accidents. My goodness. You can see the waterfall from here? Is that it? There it is. Cool. Alright. On the other side here or something? Talk to a person to go to the place. They're on the other side of this. Idle shy over there. Yep. Oh, yeah. See if there's information on this at least. Fight. Got 2 more levels. I'm Instinct 160. Basic training. Alexander Gordius. Limitless Blue Extreme is in between. And then Minstrel's Ballad, Thorin's Reign. Doesn't actually say information of what is or isn't specific level. Sort to by level required for participation. I mean, it's all level 60. Everything here is just level 60 required. The level 61 with level sync was harder than the basic training in this one. Limitless Blue Extreme and Thordan's Reign. Let's try these. See what happens. No loss if we lose or anything like that. Yeah. Fire. We have 3 minutes. Map. 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 Ley lines. Guess that. Blizzard. Back to the fire. Yeah, once again, it's looking incredibly doable here. I think a lot of the challenge of actual fights is the actual doing the fight portion. Just attacking a DPS dummy really does not anything, really. Yep. Fire. 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 We do another fire. So we run out of MP, essentially. about as easy as the other two were. It's not exactly a complicated rotation currently. It's fine, I guess. Again, it's more about positioning and ads and when we have time to actually cast our spells, because they take time. So yeah. Duty complete. Yay. Return. And there's still one more. See if this one's actually more difficult or anything. Fight. Thoradin. Mode. Our first cast. Let's just start off the fight. Faster. Bam. 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 This. Ley lines, why not? Actually click on the instant mana front this time instead of accidentally click on the ice one. That might help a little bit. How are we looking? Maybe a little closer. Not really. Not sure what to make of this whole train and stuff. I don't think we really make much of it. This might be a little closer. It's at minute 30. It's about half. Yeah, we're a little ahead still. Swift cast. Or something. Alright. Seems fine. Could just be that some of the item level requirements are a bit overzealous. But in general, probably a good idea. Stop wildly underleveled people from queuing up for things. Now you just have wildly underskilled people. Cough, cough. Me. Do what we can here. Mana. I mean, instead of having like 45 seconds or something, we now have 20 seconds, so a little more difficult, I guess. Not really. Odd. Okay. I suppose we could look through all the different requirements and stuff here. See which ones we actually even have required levels for. Put a few of them into random chance. Queuing up for stuff, I guess. We also still have all the level 50 stuff we could technically go do. Go for some of those too. We did try quite a few times for some of these level 50 things, but honestly, once again, is there any real value to it? Doing this content just to see it. It's mostly what we're looking for here. We already did the dungeons, so we saw the dungeons. Questionable, to say the least. We can try queuing up for a bunch of stuff. See if anything even happens. Depends on if anybody else wants to mess with all this hard mode and extreme mode and things. Probably not raids or alliance raids, even if we had the item level for it. Sounds like a longer commitment and everything. Kind of the idea of raids, I would assume. That kind of works in other places. Anyways, we'll go get out of the rain here in Isleshire, even though it's probably going to still be raining in there. Look through the list of things. See if we can get a list going of what we might be able to do. And see what happens. Next time. Goodbye.